What's up, Champions fam? It's Zeke 4-0, back with a brand new WWE Champions video. Another Showdown tournament weekend has come and gone, and that means in a few hours we are going to see the wrap-up of the Showdown Scrimmage Solo and Faction contest. Kudos to everybody this weekend. I hope that you all had an amazing time. However, WWE Champions and the good old folks over at Scopely went ahead and updated their official blog and website once more, not on the news side of things, but on the calendar side. So we went ahead and dabbled on the blog and checked out the calendar tab to see what upcoming content we got. You already know what's going to go down, a weekly blitz. You're going to be able to have access to those free Jey Uso tickets so you could do your blitzes there. Plus, of course, periodical TP coin contests, let alone limited time tour releases. You know the shtick by now. However, it seems we're going to have a little back-to-back action once more, but this time around, it's pertaining to the Showdown. That is right. We are slated for right now to have an upcoming weekend of Showdown grinding once more. Now, whether this time things are flipped where it's male and female, or we're doubling up on either the female side of things or the male side, well, that's all up in the air, but that does mean another mega superstar soon to be released, and I am intrigued about this now because this is actually an interesting thing. Of course, if you stay on top of your weekly showdowns, of course, and you're able to hold on to your showdown coins depending on how many you have, and you didn't need them to hit milestones for the solo contest, that's all on you. But it's a very interesting thing to have this happening right now. But when you think about it like this too, we went back to back on feuds. Now we're doubling up on Showdown. So that way, when we wrap up the Rock's Legacy Tribute MLC, it will be concluding with a faction feud. And word on the street, that faction feud is going to be a flash feud. So we will see how things are going to go. This is what the calendar says right now. But remember, Scopely always loves using the things are subject to change. So they could have it slated here, and next thing you know, we find out it's not going to be there. It is what it is. But hey, Showdown coins, hey, if you are able to hold on to the ones that you got for this weekend and you use them this upcoming weekend, boom, that's going to help you knock out some milestones if you didn't use them for this past weekend's milestone clears and what have you. And of course, just getting your resources up so you can get all those good old situations going on with those promoters now in game. But another Showdown is around the corner, so look forward to that. But remember, things are always subject to change. Definitely interesting, but it does make sense, so that way we can conclude with a feud, and then when the next MLC or block of content begins, when that phase begins, we can start back off on the right foot. So then it's Showdown first, and feud, Showdown, and then conclude with a feud again. So that's the reason why they're doing it right there. I know it might be throwing some people off, but it is what it is. It's going to be an interesting week, to say the least. But now that we are wrapping up with this weekend's content, what are your thoughts about Naomi Always Shine? I said it before. She's God tier. She's a monster. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I have to, insist that, because it's good to see a new champion, a champion that no one was expecting come into the game and get their proper due, especially with her being so good in the ring and being a former women's champion. She deserves her due in this game. And back in the day, Acrobat Naomi was cool. She got the job done, but she is nothing compared to this Naomi. And that's what I like to see. I like seeing growth from a superstar's debut and then see how they improve on that superstar as they make different variants of them. Right the wrongs of the past. Make a character better and better. I'm still surprised that we don't have a brand new Strowman Express Braun Strowman. I'm surprised that we don't have another version of Rey Mysterio yet. But it's kind of one of those things. You learn from your mistakes. You improve as you make new class versions of these characters, making it more worthwhile for people to spend their money to get the job done. Because let's be real, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but it looked like to me that a lot of people, the only way that they were able to max out the solo contest is, of course, by doing some Mega Superstar loopholes. However, I am going to ask for a call out right now. If anybody was able to max out the contest without spending money, by all means, let me know, and let me know how long it took or how much it took to get that done. But a lot of people were able to walk away with some solid resources left and right from the solo and the faction contest, let alone the leaderboard rewards to come. So it was a solid debut for Naomi, but it does have me curious as to see who's coming out next. On a wild card side, maybe we get a new version of the Usos as Jimmy and Jay Uso, as in a earlier version, babyface Usos, where they had the face paint going on. They were wearing the real flashy color outfits and everything. Back in the day, when they are like maybe a little bit after they debuted alongside Tamina, but they were always on the good side of things. Dance with Rikishi and everything. We might see Jimmy and Jay that way, or I would love to see Umaga come into the game, being a relative of The Rock and a part of the Samoan wrestling family. It would be great to see Umaga come into the game. Could easily cover, I'd say Umaga was probably Ruthless Aggression. Yeah, Ruthless Aggression. He was definitely around Ruthless Aggression period. Near the end when Bobby Lashley, because we had the whole, hair versus hair, McMahon versus Trump situation going on. So Umaga would be good as a mega superstar for this week. Another character that would be really great is Rocky Soulman Johnson, The Rock's dad, a legend. And then you later on down the line, you release Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, because they were a tag team, first African-American tag team. So that's something that there's something there, just adding a couple coals to the fire, just adding a little fuel to the flame. That's all I'm saying here. Another thing that we could do that would be also out of left field, but it would make sense because looking at how far back they're willing to reach when it comes to certain superstars and legends, looking at you, Bruno Sammartino, High Chief Peter Maivia, the head of the Samoan wrestling family, the guy that got it all started back in the day. That will be another interesting look for the legends. So I am intrigued to see who comes out because it all ties into The Rock. It all ties into The Rock for this MLC. Again, we could easily see a new Mankind, a new Mick Foley, just the name Mick Foley, who could be teamed up with all his other versions, Dude Love, Mankind, Cactus Jack. We could easily have that because he's just like Bray Wyatt with The Fiend and Matt Hardy with Woken. There's different facets to that character and depth to that character, and he was one of The Rock's closest friends and allies. When you look at The Rock's history, The Rock really didn't have that many friends, but he and Mankind, they had magic, man. So it would be cool to see a new Mick Foley. Like I said, a Showboat Mick Foley replace the deranged Mankind, and boom, you got it right there. But seeing Umaga come into the game, High Chief Peter Maivia or Rocky Soulman Johnson, rest in paradise, that would be dope to see with the final 2 weeks of this MLC getting ready to kick into full gear. But with that being said, y'all, what are your thoughts with this brand new intel about this showdown? No lie, this past showdown was actually pretty fun. I was able to get matches easily, get into them without an issue. There were a couple of times, at least 3 matches, where I went in and then the app just closed down by itself. And that sucked when it came to health packs, but that's why we do a deal with rotation of superstars and rosters, or, just biting the bullet and just keep on doing what you do, spam your best team to get as many points and keep your notoriety up. But nonetheless, outside of that, had no issues. Revenges were cool. I was attacked, but it wasn't that bad. I was able to get my notoriety back up, even if I lost it by a little bit. So it wasn't that hard. But of course, you're going to get to a point when you get your notoriety up and you're trying to get your showdown coins, spam it up, get your 700, your 500 plus. When you're trying to get as many showdown coins additional to help you out with those milestones or just to hoard for the next opportunity to cash in, you're going to start running into the 5-star silvers, and that can be a pain. It's either going to be you're going to win, you're going to lose, or you decide to fall back, maybe reset your roster defense to a lower thing so you can get attacked more, resetting it so you can get easier opponents. It's all up to you. But ultimately, this showdown was a whole lot better than a lot of previous showdowns. The only personal hiccup I had really was the few times where the app just shut down on me and I had to go back in. Outside of that, ran without issue. There was no real problems to me, but others could say differently. So let me know in the comments below if you feel otherwise, and what are your thoughts about going into another showdown tournament? Will it be doubling up on either the waifus or the husbandos, or are we going to have things flipped? Instead of ladies first, it's going to be the gentlemen getting a go and the ladies that can get the tag later on. We'll soon find out. But at the end of the day, hey yo, bad times don't last, but champions do. Mad love always and forevermore to each and every single one of you, of my beloved hashtag champions fam. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to receive all future notifications from yours truly, the bad guy of WWE Champions, Zeke 4-0. And until next time, let's chop it up within the comments below. So again, what were your thoughts on Modern Era Showboat Naomi Always Shine's debut weekend? Overall, the superstar, the content, the contest, what were your thoughts? How far were you able to get in the solo contest? Were you able to get it to that boss time skill plate without spending money, or did you have to pay the piper a couple of times? Let me know. And who do you think the next upcoming final two mega superstars are going to be? Could we see new versions of both Jimmy and Jay to their calling back to their early babyface days? Are we going to see Umaga possibly? Could we see Haku? Could we see Rocky Soulman Johnson? Could we see High Chief Peter Maivia? Who else has close ties to The Rock, whether family-wise or rival-wise or ally-wise, that you feel would be worth debuting within The Rock's Legacy Tribute MLC? And get back to me. And what are your thoughts on going from one showdown grind weekend to another showdown grind weekend? Remember, things are always subject to change, but gear up for another weekly blitz grind. Take care of your Jey Uso blitzes, or save up until the very end when you got them as high as possible so you can knock them all out. But make sure to always claim your free portal opportunities and offers. Plus, make sure to claim your free daily blitz tickets, knock out your limited time tours, and most importantly, have a good time, y'all. So until next time, stay tuned. Peace.